but I'm going to introduce you to Mr. Jamil Sami.
We're going to make this real fast. You've been sitting here for a long time, so this is normally a 45-minute speech, and you've been sitting for a long time, so I'm going to really condense it. I want to bring it down. You've received a lot of information. This information I'm going to give you today is primarily going to, like I said earlier, it's going to help you navigate your mind. We've talked about spiritual issues today, and that certainly is necessary. But we also have mental issues. We have things going on within the black community that we are still dealing with that we never really got over from slavery. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of those issues as they relate to you as an individual. Some of the things we do to hold one another back, some of the things we do to keep one another down. So, nigepende, kujitilisha kwa kujina lingini. My name is Almas Jamil Sami, and I'm very glad to be here. I am a young man, 51 years old, from a little town called Clinton, Oklahoma, not unlike Gaffney, South Carolina. Very much like this place. The difference is you guys really have a whole lot more going on than we had in my neighborhood. I'm going to talk today, and I'm going to give you some papers and pencils in a little bit. But this lecture today is titled, I Am Being. I'm being something. I'm being powerful. I'm being weak. I'm being good. I'm being bad. I'm being religious. I'm being evil. Everything we are, there's a process for making us what we are. There's something that we go through to make us who we are. I'm going to give you a tale today of 3 kids, primarily 2. They happen to belong to me. I was a father at age 16. You know, the sister talked about having sex early without really understanding what's going on. Well, I did that. And my ex-wife and I stayed together for 37 years. And then we moved on. But we raised our kids before we moved on with our own separate lives. But the difference between my kids, the 34-year-old daughter and the 21-year-old daughter, is night and day. And primarily because of what I put it in their minds. What I showed them, what I taught them, and what I did to them. Children are naturally inquisitive. You ever watch a baby get up? The first thing a baby wants to do is touch, look, feel, explore. And what do adults do? The first thing we do, and this is what I did, stop that! Don't touch that! Quit it! It's the first thing I did. That's what I did to my oldest baby. And what happens when we do that is that we shut down that mechanism in the brain that says explore your world. And if we do it too harshly, if we do it too much, we'll get to the point in our lives where we won't even do anything. Show me a lazy 1-year-old. There aren't any. Show me a kid who's lost his hope, his dream, his courage, and I'll show you somebody beat it out of them. Somebody talked it out of them. Somebody told them things about themselves that's not true. Somebody, somewhere. Meaning, well, I meant the best for my baby. I loved her. I wanted her to be the best she could be. But nobody sat down and said, hey, listen, Jamil, this is not the way you treat people. This is not the way you treat babies. You can't just say anything to anybody. So basically what happened is that I had to go into a self-study course. And the first thing I learned is that we are, each and every one of us are here for a reason. In your mother's womb, your father placed in 300 million sperm cells. Only one of them got to the egg, and that was you. That's like having a hand-to-hand combat with everybody in this country and winning. So there's nothing you can do. So how is it that you went from being that powerful, that bold, that astonishing, to somebody who can't even read a book? To somebody who has a hard time in sitting in a warm room on a cold day and learn from a book that was paid for you, bought for you by the state, paid somebody to come and sit next to you, paid somebody to give you all the information in it. Easy way to live. But something happens from the time you are a little explorer until your lights are shut out. And then you become what you are taught you were. You will become what somebody else told you you were. What I'm going to do today is that I'm going to open the door. And what I mean by that is that by the end of this particular session, you will know exactly how to control your own mind. You will know exactly how to talk to yourself. Self-talk is everything. I get up every day and I talk to myself. I talk to you. I talk to people all day long. Why don't I talk to me? And when I talk to me, what do I say to me? Do I say the same things that other people say to me? When I was a kid growing up, nobody believed in me. Just like probably not many people believe in you. So what do people say to me? What do people say to me? You ain't nothing. You ain't gonna never be nothing. You ain't gonna never amount to nothing. You dumb, you ugly. Especially in the black neighborhood. The reason we do so more in the black neighborhood than any other neighborhood is because of what took place with us on the plantation. We think that stuff is over. Think about this for a moment. We were enslaved for 260 years.
My Lord.
Then we went through another 100 years of Jim Crow, where we couldn't even really walk down the street. So that's 360 years. We haven't been here before 100. We haven't been free but for 40 years. You want to know what's wrong with our community today? What's wrong with the black community today is that this is the first time, the last 40 years, is the first time we've had self-government. It's the first time we've had to work for ourselves. And the brain is just like any other muscle. If you don't use it, it gets weak. So we are a weak-minded people based upon 360 years of somebody else telling us what to do, how to do, and where to do.
My Lord.
So now, here we go. Free. Can do anything we want to do, but we can't seem to get it done. People from other countries come to this country and get it done. They come here, and inside of 10 years, they're making money. They have degrees. They're doing things. They're taking part in this American dream that we have. It's incredible to watch them. And everybody watches us. And they say, well, what's wrong with you? How come you can't get it done? Let me explain something to you. I have a CD called I Will Tell You These Things About Your Father. What African American youth should understand. And in there's an analogy of a busman.